The Libyan rebels are to begin shipping oil from opposition-held areas of the country. They plan to load a tanker now docked at one of the terminals they control, with the EU being the main importer of Libyan oil. Let's talk to RT's Daniel Bushell. He joins me now live in Brussels, I should say. Daniel, the EU says it's ready to buy oil from the rebels despite there being an oil embargo. Now, how can that actually be possible?
Well, as you say, the first oil tanker has arrived in the eastern rebel-held port of Tobruk, an estimated value of $120 million for the deal. It's a 1 million barrel tanker. The deal will go through Qatar Petroleum, Qatar being one of the few Arab states still to back the coalition's military intervention in Libya, and EU is a main user of Libyan oil, a main purchaser. Germany, countries like France and Italy are heavy users of Libyan oil. However, there is an embargo on oil trade in Libya, and the EU representative here in Brussels, Michael Mann, says that only applies to Gaddafi-held companies. In other words, sanctions only apply to the National Oil Corporation, the state-held, Gaddafi-held energy company, and all other companies, business continues as usual, was what he said. Now, there are concerns that this oil will be used as a swap for arms, and that will raise the violence in the region. Of course, the UN Security Council has imposed an embargo on the import of weapons, and it also raises questions about the motives of the coalition, raising accusations that control of Libya's vast oil stocks was the motive all along.
Now, does the EU, though, really know who it's actually dealing with? Many people aren't too sure actually what the opposition group is made up of. Who are the rebels?
Well, they're certain to get a lot of money from this oil deal. Less certain is who the people are that are going to get this money. Of course, a lot of these young men, these young volunteers, are in looted army uniforms on pickup trucks with virtually no experience, no military training. Even the rebels have admitted that the Al-Qaeda has set up bases in the east of the country and that it has tried to infiltrate the rebels. And of course, among the leadership of the rebels, there are former key allies of Gaddafi. So the West really doesn't know either who they're dealing with and their allegiances.
OK, Daniel, thanks very much indeed for that. And that's RT's Daniel Bushell talking to us from Brussels, and not, as I nearly said, Daniel Brussels from Bushels. Thanks very much indeed, Daniel. And I know that indeed we'll have more on this in our business update a little later. Thanks, Daniel.